wow, how did that happen? Literally, all I did was go like this and my phone started recording. Right, anyways, so here we go. Now, warning, disclaimer up front, I swear, on my videos, it's just what I do. I can't help myself, right? I have no filters. Also, this video is going to be, warning, it contains not graphic, but depictions of butt stuff, right? Let me explain. So I did say before, and I think I cleared it up yesterday, I've had a cancer scare. I had blood and, so everything was like, you could have cancer and whatever. So I had to go for a colonoscopy. And I had to go for 2 colonoscopies. Now, I don't usually leave my house at all. I am a hermit. Last year, I spent a few months going out of the house quite a bit, being in relationships and whatever. And I've gone back to my quiet life again now. But I don't get out much, right? And I don't speak to people on the phone much. And I don't have friends that I pop around to a coffee for, this, that, the other. I don't really interact with humans. I do my YouTube videos, put it out there for the whole world to see. I do my Facebook statuses, put them out there for the whole world to see, so that I don't have to bother going round individually and whatever. And I don't know how to communicate with people on a one-to-one basis because I've been a hermit for so many years. So I had to go out of the house twice into a very public setting, into a hospital. Now, have to props the NHS. They were absolutely amazing. Like, everybody who works in the endoscopy department at the Leicester Royal Infirmary is an absolute sweetheart. Was treated really, really very well. These people deserve more money. That's all I'll say on that one. Anyways, so the first time I went, and I was really nervous. Now, when I get really nervous, the gob starts going, right? And I've found that maybe it's because I don't go out very much. Maybe it's because I'm going through the menopause and I just don't give a shit. Like, my filter's gone. I talk to myself in public. I have full-on conversations with myself in public. I am a little bit not normal like that. Anyways, I went there and I was notably nervous. Now, it was Christmas Eve, right? And obviously not what you want, do you know what I mean? And the endoscope broke down, so Santa did get stuck up my chimney on Christmas Eve. I was going to buy the guy a Santa hat to wear. Thank fuck I didn't. I embarrassed myself enough. Now, you can get sedated, but because it was Christmas Eve and I got Christmas dinner booked with my son to go out for Christmas dinner, so I didn't want to bugger that up, do you know what I mean? And it was Christmas Eve. I wanted to come home and have a drink, right? Bad idea. Anyways, I'm not going to get that. It's too much information what happened when I shouldn't have had a drink. It got messy. She got messy, literally. Anyways, so I went with gas and air. I'm like, right, I'll do it with gas and air. Turns out they found polyps, so I had to have them removed. And I couldn't deal with the pain with just gas and air. So it was fortunate that it broke down. I had to go back on the 14th of January and have the rest removed and whatever under sedation. Much easier. Much easier thing. Anyways, I'm there with this bloody gas and air on the first one. He's there. How many? So too much information, right? Anyways, some point in time, he was a very handsome man. Mohammed, his name was. A very handsome man. And halfway through, twat face here, turned around and went, "You're the best looking man to pulverise my guts in ages." Now you'd think, oh God, Kerry-Ann, why did you do that? That's a little bit embarrassing. But no, I got worse. When it got right to the top of my colon, like right to the end, one last push, severe discomfort right up there. Now, what I would have done, what I should have done, the logical thing would have been to yelp with discomfort, to do a little scream or to go, woo, or something. No, that's not what I did. He went up there, poof, there's the end. I just went, Daddy. Just fucking called him Daddy. Like, I was mortified. Like, everybody started laughing and whatever. And, like, literally, I was, off my tits on gas and air. So I'm like, oh, my God. So that went well. And now I have 2 tattoos on my right arm, 2 tattoos on my left arm, a tattoo on my shoulder, and either 1 or 2 tattoos inside. So I can say now I have 6 tattoos or 7 tattoos. I need to reread the thing. But yeah, I've got tattoos that nobody can ever see, which I find quite exciting. Anyways, that was all right. I was in a bit of discomfort from that one. If you see my video from Christmas Day, I was in discomfort. Second one, loads better. Old twat face here starts on some bloke in the waiting room, right? I'm sat there in the waiting room. Now, for 3 days, I'd not been allowed any fibre, right? So no fruit and veg, no nuts, right? No brown bread, no nothing like this. But nuts is where we're going with this, right? So we're sat there, and this couple had brought somebody with them, right? So they weren't on this special diet. This bloke pulls out a whacking bag of cashew nuts, mate, turns around to his wife and goes, do you want some nuts? And like literally then just grabs a handful of nuts and puts this massive bag of nuts down by the side of him. And I'm like, well, I was just being chatty, to be fair. But I did go and go like, this is the wrong room to bust out a packet of nuts in, mate. Like literally, I've not been able to eat proper food. I've not been able to eat any fibre for the last 3 days. And I've been longingly looking at these cashews on my side. Now, this isn't technically the truth. I realised afterwards. I do have a bag of cashews on my side because I'm going to toast them in Marmite. Don't ask. But it was the pistachios underneath the cashews that I was longingly looking at. But I was thinking nuts for these 3 days. I got nuts Christmas. Do you know what I mean? I'd still got my Christmas nuts. I've not eaten any nuts. So many nuts. You would not believe how many nuts I have. And I only eat pistachios unless I'm roast beef cashews. Anyways, so like, and he's like, oh. And so I'm like, literally, I've not been able to eat nuts for 3 days. And like, literally, I've not eaten anything for the last day at all. And you've just bust out some nuts. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, you can't do this to me, man. Anyways, they were both really nice about it. Like I had a bit of a giggle and whatever, and everything was cool. And then, like the other thing that like literally I'm mortified by now, right? And I didn't realise until I explained to somebody what had happened, how very, very I'll just explain, right? But it looked so wrong, and looking back on it, I am mortified. But at the time, I just saw something pretty, right? The lady was putting my cannula in, right? And she bust out this thing that you put around your arm. She put it around your arm, and you sort of like pull it tight and put it on the little thing like that, right? And that's what she did. Now, this is purple, as you can tell, right? So at the time, I went, oh, can I take that home as a souvenir? And she's like, well, yeah, if you want to. I'm only going to throw it away, which I think is sad, right? Because this has got to be useful for some crafty purpose. Do you know what I mean? There will be a crafty utilization for this thing. And if you can think what I can use it for, leave a comment in the comments. Let me know what I could use it for. But when I was like, it's only since I've explained it to people that that I'm like, oh my God, it looks like I'm a heroin addict, right? There is nothing that she could have possibly thought that she didn't think crafty purposes. But so I went on this big old fucking over-explaining thing of like, it's because it's purple and I love BTS. And have you heard of BTS? And she's like, no, I've not, sorry. So I started going on about BTS and about I like things that are purple. Then I went in my handbag and pulled out my phone and went, look, I've got a purple cover on my phone as well because I like purple, because I like BTS. Over-explaining. And when I'm explaining this to people, I'm like, I bet she was like, just fucking admit you're an addict, love, and you're just going to jack up with it. And it really wasn't that. It was like, oh my God, it's purple. Beret. Literally. And the more I tried to explain it, and then I started going on to her about like, I like to have souvenirs of things. So like I keep scrapbooks, like to put things in scrapbooks, like, oh, this is what this happened. I did take a photograph. They put you in these green paper pants that would fit the moon, right? They're one size fits all. Bit of a gap in the back, obviously, for visiting hours. And I did on the first one. I was like, oh, I need to keep these pants. I want to take these pants and show them off because they're fucking huge. I did take a photograph at some point in time. I wouldn't mind doing a scrapbook page with that on it and, like me name tag thing and the photos that I took and all this, that and the other. But like, I just look like a heroin addict. So they're all the things. They're the things that I can remember where I just mortifyingly embarrassed myself. But I don't have to go out again for quite a while and actually integrate with normal human beings. So I can, I can heal from that. And and then embarrass myself next time I go out, because I usually embarrass myself anytime I go out anywhere. And I think you can appreciate that calling the endoscopist daddy is probably really, really embarrassing. So that's the tale of my 2 colonoscopies. Colonoscopies, why do I keep calling it that? 2 colonoscopies. And I don't know whether I put this in yesterday's video, but I've got the histology reports back from the first lot and there's no cancer. So everything's gone. And I have actually been sleeping a lot better because I was, for the longest time, not sleeping, like getting up every hour to go to the toilet. And when you think about it, that the second lot, the biggest ones, were like behind my bladder. So I think that like basically my bladder's not being aggravated so much anymore. So back to normal work soon. But that's the little tale of what's been going on in my life past, I don't know. We're only 2/3 of the way through fucking January, mate. It feels like March already. Very, very cold, very, very dark March. But, January does go on forever, let's face it. Like, not least because of money worries. But yeah, 2/3 of the way through January, just one more third to go, and then we get a different month. Woo! So I shall be back soon with a different video. If you've watched this, oh boy, I owe you a bevy. I do apologise for the too much information. I have no shame, and this is why I'm single, and this is why I'm best off single, because to share too much. Mind you, if I had a significant other, I wouldn't. I'd still tell the world, because I show my shame so that people go like, oh, actually, thank fuck it's not just me. Thank fuck it's not just me that gets my words wrong in places and makes myself look like a twat, because we all do it from time to time, don't we? So I shall speak to you soon, and I love you all. Bye.